All right, so you guys see what's going on. The unit is not draining. So we have a problem with either the drain pump or something's caught in the pump. Now, what I'm doing here, the dishwasher is now in drain, meaning the board is sending power to the drain pump. The drain pump is not rotating, it's not turning, it's not moving the water. So we're doing a slight tap. I've done this on many other dishwashers in the past, and a lot of times it works. It gets it going. So not every time though, because this one has something in the pump holding the impeller back. So the impeller is a portion on the pump, looks like a fan, and it pushes the water. So if something is holding it back, you may hear the pump vibrating. Now, if you have a voltage or non-contact voltage tester, you can stick it on the wire, and while the pump is turning or rotating, you can verify that power is going. So right now we're going to pull the unit out. Now, make sure that you have enough length on your power line, meaning that powers the dishwasher, your drain, and your water as you slowly and carefully pull it out. This one, thankfully, had enough. Now you want to lay your dishwasher on its back. That's the safest place that you're not going to get any water on your floor. So once it's on its back, we're going to be concentrating on the drain pump. That is that guy right there. And it's a little tricky. Go ahead and do a mark. This helps you in keeping the alignment the way it was. And when it's time to put it back together, you will know exactly where to start. And once you are done, you'll know that you're in the right place. So you do have a little tab that you'll have to press. And once the tab is pressed, rotate and rotate. Put a towel down. You will need a towel. Now, there is a bracket on the dishwasher that keeps the pump from touching the ground. I recommend you remove that first. It makes it easier to remove and definitely to install it back. But you can get it off without removing it to remove the pump. But it does make it a lot easier. So do that, 1/4 inch screw. Now look at the item. I'll show it shortly. And you can see all the junk that was in the pump. Not a huge lot, but when you don't empty your dishwasher or your dishes properly, you will get stuff down in the pump, the sump, and just junk into your dishwasher that does not belong there. So pay attention to, there it is, and that was holding back the pump. So just be careful. Now go ahead and reach in, wipe the area, get a toothbrush or some kind of brush, clean your pump well before you put it back, and make sure that nothing is in there. Tap it, use something small like a small screwdriver. Just tap it, make sure nothing is hiding up in there, so that when you put it back together, you don't have another problem having to go back in there. So that black rubber, that's your O-ring or your seal. Make sure nothing is impeding, meaning in the way when it goes back into the pump housing or the housing assembly. You want to make sure you get a good tight seal. So it's always important. Go ahead and remove it and wipe it off. Use a paper towel and just clean it. Don't kink it, don't damage it, and go ahead and put it back. Now, this portion is probably the most important part of the job. Now, your next step, if you did not want to open the pump, you could actually just buy a new one and put it on and leave whatever in the pump, and you just bypass this step. But the pump is still good. There's nothing wrong with it at all. Especially the board is sensitive, so if there's a problem, it will basically break power. It does not keep energizing the pump so that it damages the pump. So you have no problem there to worry about. Just clear the restriction and you're good to go. All right, so we're going to put this thing back together. Now, keep in mind when you're doing this, you're going to have to make sure the pump and the housing are mated, meaning get them pressed together before you start to twist. Now, I think before I do this, I'll have to remove that bracket. So I'm basically now just checking the gasket, make sure it's nice and smooth. Okay, I think the bracket was already removed, sorry. And now we're putting it on, and it's nice. You can see how snug, and it has to be super, super close. Now, get up close here. See that? No gaps. You cannot have any opening, anything that if you can poke something between the pump and the housing, you will have a leak. Now, the marks that we put, that shows everything is back the way it was, and look at that, that's perfect. So take your time and slide it back together. Otherwise, you will definitely have a leak. Now, we're going to be standing this unit up, and we're going to be running the unit and checking for leaks. So I recommend once everything's done, if there's water in the unit, let it sit for about 10-15 minutes and go ahead and check for leaks. If there's a leak, leave the dishwasher outside before you actually install it so that you don't damage your flooring or your cabinets. So this is the bracket that I'm removing. It was already off the dish. It was already off the pump. So we're removing it to reinstall it back onto the pump. 1/4-inch screw. You will have to remove it to install it back. It has a weird angle. There it is. So insert it at an angle. That basically keeps the pump from hitting the ground. Again, 1/4-inch screw. How to use the angle 1/4-inch to get it in. All right, so we look good. Now you can stand your dishwasher up. If there's no water, pour some water and check for leaks. Leave it there for about 10 minutes, 15 minutes, and verify that you don't have any leaks coming out from your pump area. In fact, you could actually run the dishwasher right there just to verify that you don't have any leaks. Now that water, we're going to do a quick drain, and we're going to disconnect your disposer. We're going to clean that out. Look at all that junk. Now you don't have to do this. This is only for the video. All right, so we got our container set up, and you're going to see the machine in a drain. You don't have to do that. This is only for the video. Now this is tricky. Unless you drain your water, you don't have to do this. But if you do have water in your dishwasher, go ahead and remove the filter, and that's going to tell the dishwasher that the unit is empty. So what you're going to do now, close the door, initiate a small amount of water going in, not a lot, otherwise you'll overflow. So you'll press start, and as soon as you start to let some water in, press to cancel, press and hold, and the unit will go into drain. Now, the reason you're doing this again is because the board knows that the unit is in lockdown, so it's not going to do anything. So you have to empty it for it to know that the tub is empty. That's the idea. So if you drain it, then you're fine. You don't have to do this step. But since it's full of water, here we are, we're draining. Now you see that in your disposer or disposal. Go ahead and get that stuff cleared out. That restricts your drain as well on your dishwasher. Just tuck it back in there. I didn't have a choice. And run your disposer often, especially before you do a load in your dishwasher. Make sure that you have a nice clear passageway for the water. So that's good maintenance as well. Go ahead and clean your sump area as well. Now, do not run your dishwasher with the float not engaged. It will definitely overflow. And I was explaining to the customer about these and basically how to clean the dishwasher and have it nice and clean. Empty your dishes. It's not a disposer. Alright guys, enjoy the rest of the video. There we go. That's the sound you're used to. Beautiful. Nice. Okay, so let me show you what I was talking about. Be careful. So all of this area, if you can get some of this stuff wiped out, this comes out and this should be cleaned. Lots of soap, by the way, way too much. So get this cleared, you know, rinse it out, soak it, and then you put it back in. But that filter, that flat piece, gray piece, that goes in first, and then you put the two washers over there in that hole, secure them in. I can show you. Pretty easy, you can't really mess it up. So this goes over this. And the two holes up there get tightened, and then this
goes there.
Yeah, and locks it in.
Okay.
Perfect. Yeah, I think that's a better idea. I mean, it's working just fine, but it needs a little clean. Okay. Yeah, so just like that. And then you just remove those two in the back, unscrew that, and then you just pull the filter out. Okay. You can wipe it out, dry it nicely. I'll send you a link to some stuff. It's called citric acid.